Hi everyone. Before I start talking, I just have to make sure my mic is working because I have been going live and having mic issues. So let me just check that my mic is working. Okay. 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 It's working. My mic is working. I had to disconnect my mic from my phone because I guess my mic was connecting to my phone and it was causing some problems. But anyways, I'm here now, so let's get started. I s- Hold on. I called this video Single Women Are Happier, so why are you rushing? And I think it's a really good topic because I am a single woman and I spent all of my 20s not being single. I was married and I was significantly less happy than I am now in my 30s where I am single. And one thing I realized when I was in my 20s is when I was in my 20s and I was married and I had single friends who were a bit older than me, all of them were so unhappy being single at that time. And I was like, why are you so unhappy being single? And it's because those single women were rushing to experience a marriage or, yeah, marriage essentially is what they wanted. And the women who were single and weren't rushing, or women who were single after divorce, they were the happy ones. They were the ones that I would see their life and think, wow, like that's the life I want. These women are single, they're happy, they're confident, and just like living their life at the present moment, in the present moment, and not trying to rush to something and not trying to rush into a destination. And I just knew that when the day came that I finally became single, because I just knew that that was gonna be in my future. It just things were not working for me being married. I just knew that my future was going to be involving me being single at one point. I knew that when I became single or would become single one day that I wanted to be those women who were happy and enjoying being single, just living their life, loving themselves, putting into themselves, pouring into themselves. And ironically, it is those women that enjoyed being single that ended up in happy relationships later on. And that's because they enjoyed being single so much and they loved their time alone and gotten to know themselves so much that that when they finally became in a relationship, it was with someone that wasn't going to disturb that peace that they created for themselves. And that's the funny thing is that, oh, almost dropped that. Being single as a woman actually and being happy and enjoying that single life will actually prepare you better for a healthy, happy relationship. And the women who are unhappy and miserable when they're single end up in these cycles of like bad dating relationships, bad relationships, because they can't even find happiness with themselves. And so you're just going to attract that same energy of unhappiness with the self, with yourself. Men who are unhappy with themselves will be attracted to a woman who's unhappy with herself. A man that loves himself and loves his life will be attracted to a woman who also loves herself and loves her life and has that same zest for life. I got this I got this eye cream from a Korean skincare store, and it's called Collagen Eye Cream by Sika, and I've been using it, and it's actually like, adds, like, a glow, and I'm gonna put it on right now. And the funny thing about this is that it vibrates. So when this part here, when you touch it, it vibrates. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's just so crazy because that's, like, really good technology for a bottle that was, like, $30. This was $30. At Sephora, like, I'm just telling you, this would have been going at $80, especially with that vibration. Hi, Avery. Thank you. Thank you. And something else I wanted to share with you guys is that I got a new pajama set. If you know me, I love pajamas. I'm obsessed. I just can't have enough pajamas. So I bought this new set from Levion Rose, and it's just like a silky pants and the silky robe, and it's so cozy. I love it, and it just makes me feel so feminine and beautiful at home. And then it's kind of like a mesh here. So if you see that, it's a good little sassy little girly fabric. Yeah, so the point of the video is that why are you rushing to not be single anymore? What is the rush? Like, really, what is the rush? And I genuinely want to know because what is the rush? What are you so adamant? Oh, I just put that in my eye. What are you so adamant to be in a relationship for? Is it because you don't like being alone? Is it because being single makes you feel lonely? Because then that just means you're not ready for a relationship. If you actually don't truly enjoy being single and enjoy your own company and love yourself that much, you're honestly not even ready for a relationship. So why are you rushing? Hold on, I'm getting a call. One second. Hello? Okay, sorry about that. I had to take that call. Um, so like when I was in my early 20s, I was not in a rush to get in a relationship. I kind of just accidentally fell into it. And at that time, I didn't have this mindset that I really want to be in a relationship. It was actually quite the opposite of what I wanted. But my mom passed away when I was 19, and I ended up just like meeting someone and then like stumbling myself in a relationship, which now in retrospect, obviously wasn't a good idea. I was vulnerable. I was not in a state of mind to make like a decision like that, but I did. Hi, Adele. But I did make the decision, unfortunately, and not very consciously. And I just know that now that I'm in my 30s and I'm single and sorry. Ooh, who was this? Okay, sorry, I had to take that call too. Um, Adele, you're asking, it's real your parents were 50 when they have you. Yes, my dad was 50 when my mom gave birth to me, and my mom was 40. I'm gonna assume you came from my shorts video, about my dad and my age gap. Okay, so going back to the topic, now that I'm in my 30s and I'm single and I live alone, obviously I live with my kids, but I mean like without a significant other, and I've had this time to like really be alone and like be with myself and kind of find out what I like to do and what I would do when I have time and all of this. It's just really given me so much clarity, and it's just really made me a completely different person than I was in my 20s because I've like had all this time to get to know myself and find out about myself and the things I like. And now that I know this stuff, I just know that if I were ever to accept being in a relationship with someone, that it would have to be where nothing is compromised in terms of my lifestyle and what I like to do and what I want to do with my life. Because now I know how much better it is on my own. Why would I add someone to it if they're not going to make it even better than what it is? And once you have that mindset, you don't rush anymore. You don't have this, obsession or feeling that you're like longing to add someone else into your life because you already have what you want in this life. And that's yourself, your physical health, and your happiness, which should be 100% dependent on only you. Your happiness shouldn't be coming from someone else. Other people can make you happy, but your happiness should be already there within yourself, and everyone else can just add to your happiness. I'm just kind of rambling on all my thoughts right now about like being single and just liking it and not rushing into something just because other people make you feel like you have to. You know, when you're a single woman, you can make your own decisions. You can think clearly. You're not blinded by this person that you're so emotionally attached to. Because most women who are in relationships are like so emotionally attached to their partner, and their mind is so fogged by that they are not even making good decisions anymore for themselves. All their decisions are for their partner or for the relationship. And as a woman, you should be making your decisions for yourself. What is best for you as an individual, and what is best for you as an individual has to override what's best for the relationship, because a lot of men in relationships think about what's best for themselves. That's why, they go and they have these affairs and they go and cheat, and it's because they think that's what's best for themselves, and they do it. They're not thinking, is this side secret relationship that I'm having best for my relationship? They're thinking this is best for myself right now. Who called it quits on your relationship, if you don't mind answering? Okay, so Elizabeth wants to know who called it quits on my relationship. And it's all the answer I would hope is obvious, is that it was me. I just knew, and I said at the beginning of this video, that my relationship was doomed and not going anywhere, and it just wasn't a match. It was not a match from the beginning, but we were very young. I was especially young when I met my ex-husband, and I just wasn't in the mindset to make a decision like that. And I realized later that I had made the wrong decision. Does that mean I regret it? No, I don't regret it because I have my kids, and I wouldn't have my kids if it weren't for my relationship. So I don't regret it, but was it the incorrect thing to do in hindsight? Yeah. And so I grew out of it. Just like the type of feeling that I have now being a single woman compared to when I was not single, and even when I've been in, like, brief little, like, dating relationships, I'm just always realizing how much happier I am when I'm just single, like, totally single on my own, not seeing someone regularly, not contacting someone regularly. Like, that's where I've discovered is my true happiness, and maybe there are women that when they are in a relationship, that's the only time they're happy. I beg to differ that, your true happiness is when you're with someone else. I think your true happiness is on your own, and anyone else just kind of adds to that. But yeah, like I just can't see why it would be a good idea ever to rush into a relationship and be desperate for one and to put that energy out there that you're like desperately trying to be in a relationship. Like I don't see any benefit in that for women because you're supposed to be choosing from your best options and not desperately trying to find one. You're supposed to be like, choosing from all the great options that you have, and if that's not the way you're picking your partner, then you're doing it wrong. You're not supposed to be desperately looking for one and having no options because 'cause you're going to make a desperate choice, and making a desperate choice is not going to be in your favor. It's not going to be to your advantage to make a choice out of desperation. The weather is quite nasty right now. It's freezing rain here. It's chilly, it's cold. I'm not, like, crazy about the weather right now, in Ontario, but I do really like the balance of the cold and the warm. I feel like that, like, really gives me a lot of clarity, like, getting away from the heat gives me a lot of clarity about, like, how much I like summer, but also how much I need space from it. And the same thing with winter, like, I actually do like the winter, but then I also like space from it. It really just teaches you balance. I can't imagine living somewhere that's, like, always warm all year round. Like, I just truly I can't imagine that. Like, I need that break, and if I did live somewhere that was warm all year round, like, I would need, like, a couple weeks away from it, a year somewhere cold. Like, I would be going on vacation somewhere cold if I lived somewhere warm because I do like that balance. And just like, the vibes of hibernating, like this is like natural for the human body. It's like part of our human nature. That's why animals do it. Like when winter comes, I get into like this hibernating mode where I sleep more. I obviously we sleep earlier because the sun sets earlier in the winter and so I sleep more naturally. I am just getting so much more rest than I get in the summer. And it just kinda, like, rejuvenates me back for spring, summer, and that, like, cycle and balance is just so important, and I'm, like, all about balance, all about just doing what feels right for my body and for my mind, and having, like, that nature and 4 seasons really brings that to my life. But, yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, don't rush anything in your life, but especially don't rush in a relationship. S- Like, as a woman, we know that being in a relationship and choosing a partner can ruin our lives if we choose the wrong one. It can lead to losing your life. I mean, how many women have been killed by their significant other, their intimate partner? And when a woman dies, one of the first people is when a woman is murdered, the first suspect is her boyfriend or husband. And that's why rushing is just not logical. because this person can do harm to you one day and they will have access to you in such a personal way. And do you really want to risk that? Do you really want to rush? Do you really hate being alone so much that you would rather risk finding someone that could be, your murderer one day? Like, it's not worth that risk. So you really have to make that decision with so much clarity, with so much confidence and self-love in you already before you make that choice in order to make the right choice. You have to really make the right choice. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna go now. I haven't ate a thing all day. Yeah, you know me, I do intermittent fasting. So I haven't ate anything and I'm gonna go eat and then edit some videos that are long overdue to be edited. And yeah, that's it. That's the live today. Thanks everyone for joining. Bye.